Hi, it's Tony from Fit525, and this is Jackass. For real though, guys, it's Tony here from Fit525, back in with another video. Today, we're going to be doing something that's a little crazy. Probably shouldn't do it. Probably going to hurt myself. But, entertainment is entertainment. So here's what we're doing today. We are going to try and complete a 30-mile run. Now, I will preface this by saying, if you want to attempt a 30-mile run, train for it. I am a certified insane, or a certified professional crazy man. So I have been training for a half marathon PR for the past few weeks, and woke up yesterday and one of my friends, Tim, finished the virtual New York City Marathon, and seeing that inspired me to want to try and complete a marathon again. Well, in trying to plot out a course, I used Garmin. So the Garmin course, for whatever reason, I put in 26.2. I'm not going to play with it though. It gave me a 30-mile course. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to do a 30-mile course. Originally, I was debating on doing loops back and forth. My girlfriend's house is 7 miles away. I'm, 7 miles the next way. And I was just going to do a couple of those loops and then call it a day. But you know what? I bought enough supplies. I have more than enough space in the water pack that I have. I'm just going to send it. 30 miles, I'm running from my house through like 2 towns and then coming back. Now, for this ultra, I'm going to try and make this video shorter, way shorter than the 5K per day video, so I'm not going to check in that much. I'm going to do this initial intro video, and then I'll probably do a little something at mile 15, the halfway point, to see how I'm feeling. Now, my strategy for this, because I feel like I should let you guys know my strategy going into it. I'm going to use the run, walk, run method. I'm probably going to do, I set up a timer for 5-5. So I'm going to run 5 minutes, I'm going to walk 5 minutes. Ideally, my pace for the 5 minutes that I'm running should be around like I think 11:30 is what the calculator had. I'm trying to finish this in about 6.5 hours, which is the amount of time that it took me to finish my last marathon. And that, my watch clocked me at 27 miles. The race was, obviously a marathon, 26.2. So if I can tack on an extra 4 miles and finish around the same time, I'm going to call that a win. So strategy, 5-5, 5 minutes walking, 5 minutes running. The running will be done at like I said, like an 11 something pace. The walking, I have it set up because my walking pace is super slow. So it's estimating an 18-minute per mile walk, which I'm going to try and be faster than that, but obviously as time goes on, I'm going to slow down. In terms of nutrition, because this is the part that kills me in every race, I never work on nutrition. I don't know why. I don't like eating while I'm running, and I have a hard time remembering to drink. For water, I'm going to drink every time I take a walking stop. So every time I go to start my walk, take a sip. Not a big sip, just a sip. Just enough to consistently keep water in my body so I'm not chugging water and then feeling heavy. Like at the end of the race or like mid-race or when I feel like I'm getting dehydrated. Just sip, go. I'm bringing an extra 2 liters of water. My water pack can hold 2 liters on its own, so I have an extra 2 liters. And those extra 2 liters are going to come in handy towards the end of the race, and they are diluted with Pedialyte. So that way I get my, sodium that I need to continue on without cramping, because I feel like it's gonna be brutal. I've never done this type of distance before, and I haven't done long distance, and by long distance I mean anything over 13 miles in months. So you guys are gonna get to see the train wreck that is my first official ultra. Yeah, we'll call this my first official ultra. So yeah, that's also in terms of food, completely forgot about food. So for food, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually changing it up a little bit from what the norm is. So what people normally do is they'll use the GU packets or Huma. Huma's what I used for my last marathon. I forgot what I used for my first marathon. But in lieu of gels, because I feel like what ends up happening is towards the end of the race, I'm doing the gels and it just doesn't taste good. At a certain point, it's hard to stomach them and get them down and then keep it moving. For the first half of this race, I'm going to use peanut butter. So I found Skippy in little packets. I got 8 of those. And then for the last half of the race, I have these rice sticks. They're like these Rice Krispie, stick things, tubes. And that's salted caramel, so that should also help with the sodium intake partway. So I mean, I'm feeling pretty confident about this. I'm feeling pretty good about the strategy. I'm gonna be running in my Escalante racers, so that's gonna be cool. I haven't really done any distance in these either, and I really love these shoes. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun day. So expect to hear from me maybe once. I might do a video once I get closer to the end. I'll do a post video probably. I'm gonna try and do it same day, but if I'm dead, I can't make any promises. I may be a ghost by the next video. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day. So we're gonna try and get this going, and I will talk to you guys again once we hit the 15-mile mark. All right, guys. It's Tony from Fit525. I mean, I guess it's gonna be the same video, but there'll be a transition like that when I hit the 15 miles. So yeah. All right, guys. I'm out. Yeah, actually, hold on. I'm not done yet. Ready? Check out the transition.
Oh, what's up, guys? I'm just checking in. Mile 15 out of 30, so I'm halfway through. Still feeling pretty good. I'm gonna switch but yeah. I mean, I feel pretty good. Legs are getting a little tired, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, I mean, we're halfway. Only real complaint that I have is hills get a little rough. And there's also a lot of assholes out on the road lately. Like, I've had at least 3 trucks swerve towards me before passing me, like, just barely. So I don't know if it's just the climate of the town I was in. The town I was in isn't really the greatest for people of my color. But yeah. But no, other than that, it's going well. I've been sticking to my run walk. I'm taking a little bit of break from that for right now. I'm gonna walk for like 10 minutes. Halfway, and I feel better than I did the last marathon that I did. So yeah, I'm gonna check in with you guys. Like mile 26.2, and then again at 30. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out. All right, guys, just wanted to check in real quick. I hit 26.2. It took me about 6 hours and 27 minutes. So, I mean, that's like kind of on par with my last marathon. I was thinking about, my first marathon and how I did it in 5 hours and 30 minutes and how I was going to try and improve on that. Like, you have these goals that you set, and I'm not going to go into it right now. I'll go into it later, but I'm hurting, and I still got, like four something miles left before I actually get home. So, I mean, the big achievement of the day is going to be coming in on that 30th mile. Actually, it's going to be more like 30.6. So coming in on that almost 31 miles is going to feel so fucking good. I've thought so many times, like, maybe I should just tap out. and you know, I could always call somebody to come pick me up and come grab me, but that ain't gonna happen. So I've admittedly been walking a lot of, you know, what's left. My pace went from under 13:30 at like 16, 17 miles to I'm now like a 14:50. So like I lost a lot. But again, like I said in the beginning of this video, haven't trained for an ultra, haven't trained for a marathon, haven't done any distance over 10 miles in God knows how long. So I mean, for me to just be able to wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I want to run a marathon, and you know what, I want to run 30 miles. I'll take it. I'll take that any day. Alright guys, I'm gonna get back to this run. Peace.
Alright guys, I finally have enough energy to shoot this video. This was an experience. It was a true test of my grit. I was out there in total over, it was 30.73 or something. I was out there for almost 8 hours. I hit the 30-mile mark at like 7:39, 7 hours and 39 minutes and change. And then I didn't get home. And home was just, it was literally like 0.64 miles away. And that 0.64 miles took me an additional almost 10 minutes just to get done. Because I didn't have anything left in the tank. I had, my feet were bothering me. For the most part, it was my feet bothering me. The arch of my foot was hurting a little bit. One takeaway that I would have from just waking up one morning and deciding to go do a marathon is to probably be a little better prepared in terms of equipment. My shoes got really tight and I have lock laces, so I was able to loosen them a little bit, but obviously I have to have a secure ankle, and the ankle wasn't what was swelling, it was my feet. So it got to a point around mile 20 where it just, my shoes, they felt so tight. And that could have been partially on me. Whenever I do distance running like this, I tend to wear 2 pairs of socks. I find that it helps with blisters. I don't get blisters as often if I'm wearing 2 pairs of socks as opposed to 1. So I guess with 1 pair of socks, it probably would have went over a little bit better in that department, but I would have ended up with a huge angry blister. Chamois butter, whatever it's called, the anti-chafe stuff. Definitely recommend it for any long distance. It was fantastic. This was the first long run that I've done where I was able to shower almost immediately after and not have any pain. Might be TMI, but I had no pain and it was fantastic. I actually enjoyed my post-run shower. Other than that, I mean, my pacing was pretty okay. I was going a little fast in the beginning, and hindsight, I'm glad that I was going a little faster in the beginning because I feel like the foot problems would have happened whether I was slogging around at like a 12-minute per mile or had I busted out, you know, I was busting out like 10:30 for my run intervals. So I had a pretty decent pace going into it, and then around mile 20 is when it started to slip a little bit. And then next thing you know, I'm at 14:30, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I can't let it get any higher than this, because at that point, are you running or are you walking? Like, you're just hiking the roads. But fortunately, I had a moment of clarity partway through that train of thought and said, doesn't matter, like, I'm out here, it's over 1,500 feet of elevation total. The ups that I had to do were pretty much straight up. The downs were pretty much straight down. I was not in a good way. And I feel like even with falling behind pace-wise, as long as I'm able to get out there and do the distance, I'm happy. I'm happy I was able to do the distance and I was able to get it done, because honestly I was going to quit a few times. There's a couple times when I got really close to the house, like even before I got to the marathon distance, I really contemplated pulling my phone out, calling someone, and just being like, I need you to come get me, because I can't do this anymore. But I walked, I would stretch, but all in all, it was definitely a fun experience. But again, like I said in the beginning of the video, I do not recommend just waking up one morning and deciding to go run 30 miles unless you've been training for it, or unless you just, I don't know, if you're crazy, go for it. That's on you. You know, you're gonna feel really good about what you did, but you might not feel that great physically, depending on your level of fitness. You know, I know there's some people out there that can just go get it done, and it's like another Tuesday for them, you know. So, and I hope to be at that level at some point, but the way things are going, I don't know. I'm getting up there in age. It's getting harder to, you know, lose weight. It's getting harder to stay in shape, and hopefully next year will be a big year for me. I do have some pretty lofty goals that I want to hit. I do eventually want to do a century ride, so I do still want to do a 100-mile bike ride. I do still want to try and do a 50-mile trail run. I do still want to attempt a 100-mile trail run, but that's going to be probably years down the line, because I have to work on my speed for that, because a lot of times those have cutoffs of 24 hours, and based on today and based on, you know, past hikes, I can't hit a 17, 16 mile minute per mile pace over the course of a full 24 hours. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to slow down at some point. My body's going to break down. It's going to be bad all over. Terrible to probably have to call a helicopter to come get me. Maybe they can get, there was a guy flying a helicopter around one of the towns I was running through. He was flying that thing around for so long to where I saw him when I came into the town. And it's like a farm country, so I'm assuming he owns land, or he maybe does patrols to make sure no one's messing with things. But I saw him when I entered the town, and then I left, went to another town, and on my way back on the other side of that town, I saw him again. He was just flying around. I'm like, all right. I'm like, either someone's either working, or somebody bought a new helicopter and they're just overjoyed to fly it in the cloudy, cold weather for some reason. But I digress. I kind of went on a tangent there. But yeah, no, it was a fun experience. I definitely, like I said, recommend it if you have the training. If you don't have the training, I do not recommend doing this. So do not do this if you're not trained for it, because it will hurt you. You may get injured. I'm probably going to end up with a few aches and pains and some nagging whatevers, you know, probably well into next week. But, you know, I honestly, like, at this point, it doesn't really bother me that much. But once I have to start going back into work, work from home has been fantastic in terms of, you know, the whole training thing and being sore. I don't have to get in the car, drive. I don't have to go to an office and have to walk around, you know. I don't think I could ever walk from my desk to the bathroom after a day like this. So, but yeah, so that wraps it up. My name is Tony with Fit525. This has been my ultra marathon experience. First ultra marathon, first 30-mile experience. Because like I had said previously, I've done an ultra marathon during the Hartford Marathon last year when the course was actually like 27 something miles. But alright guys, well, I'm out. Peace. Until next time.